Wait a minute, haven't they faced off in the Swiss before? Or am I crazy? Uh, am I wrong
I
for
can't
saying that?
remember off the top of my head. We might have to look back, but if they did, I'll be interested to see. But I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe they did in round 2. I can't recall. We gotta check back. Maybe we'll check back after this game. But alright, Setska or Magia banning the Kazuma. Setska will be banning that Valash that we just saw make a big impact in the previous game. So most likely Magia starting out with the tried and true Nagai's Golder to get things started, and wow, Setska with the digital Koish and the Noxalato. Who would think that would be the first
boy.
2 Temtems picked up? And wow, impressive stuff. I mean, Setska knows exactly what he's doing, so never ever doubting him. But let's see, maybe what is Noxalato here for? I guess the Koish. It does have things like Narco Hit for the Rotor and the Mashuk. But what else? Acid Reflux for the Nagais, I guess. Wait, what am I talking about? For the Nagais.
Yeah, absolutely. At least it provides the pressure. We're probably going to see a madness buff initially for the Noxalotl here. Although again, with the lack of usefulness on Trance, we've seen a little bit of fall off for Nox. But it'll be exciting to see what Setska does with this for sure. I'm not quite sure what it's meant to do, but one thing's for certain, something's taking damage. We'll have to see how that works.
Alright, so does elect to go with the Voldrin, so trying to pressure out that Noxalato getting picked up for Setska. What is the secondary ban? Wow, respect the Rotor. Respect has been earned for the Rotor. Setska not wanting to deal with that Temtem. Actually, it might be more about eliminating the neutral synergy for Fire Koish, so exactly right, Blue.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting rid of those neutral Tems means that you can flourish with your own Momo, with a Grandpa as well. You're not landlocked into running those mental Tems. So Marchi going to be picked up. So double wind into these toxic. Magia probably sweating a little bit. This is a struggle bus incoming.
Yeah, you know what? On paper, that is a lot of win. Magia loves his toxic Nidrasil, Golder, Mashuk. You're definitely right. So we'll see, how does he want to deal? He doesn't have any toxics. He does have, you know, the Fire Koish. He does have Nagais for some good neutral. You know, these Tems are generally faster, so Nagais could be the answer. But we'll see. Does he want to start with Madness buff? I think it will be a death sentence starting up Madness buff, honestly. Digital Stream, or actually I can't recall. Digital Stream, if that's a 0 hold move. I think it might be. I gotta check back on the wiki.
Yes, it is. Digital Stream is a no hold move, and Naga takes double damage from it, so it's going to be incredibly dangerous coming through.
Yeah, I think the Madness buff might be so risky because Toxic Ink, Digital Stream, both of those are physical attacks. I believe that's going to be able to slice through the Nagai fairly easily, so I'm curious to see how Magia plays it out. But hey, I didn't get to say it. Finals time is here, so let's get it started. Game number 1 of these finals for the Plus Weekly Tournament number 31. Who is taking home the crown? Is it Magia? Is it Setska? We gotta wait a couple games, but this is the very first one. So let's see how it's gonna play out. So a
big brain play.
Go ahead.
Oh, so I was going to say a big brain play in the second turn would be to self-destruct and insta-give Naga, but of course, fortunately, not the case anymore. Mashuk's going to be swapping in for that.
Alright, so the Core's not trying to take perhaps a Noxious Bomb. Out comes the Momo. And not a lot of pressure, but hey, going Toxic Ink into Nagais just in case. Just in case the Madness buff did get deployed. But yeah, both of them read it really well. So Noxious Bomb onto the Koi spot. Toxic Ink onto the Nagai spot, and both tamers, being the great tamers they are, made the appropriate swap, mitigating all that damage. But this Momo, Undermine is online. Is it ready to pop off? Voldaren hasn't set up. I think he wants to go into Voldaren. Voldaren's the only thing that's really checking this Noxalato. The other Tems, not so much. Or set up a little bit. +1 special defense, so a little bit here.
Momo with the Undermine, of course, going to severely punish his Voldaren. Mechia might be considering conserving the Voldaren here, but of course, Acid Reflux potentially to shut down a Naga swap may be a dangerous prospect.
Yeah, you could just tell by the time these guys are taking for this turn 2. Kind of a tricky turn, not a lot of effective damage, but Noxalato retreating for a little later. Rawrzyyy coming out to really pressure out this Mashuk the next turn. Turbo time, alright, so Turbo, even though this is an anaerobic Voldaren, wants to speed it up, and here's the Undermine we just talked about. Ooh, a little under 50%, so that +1 special defense coming into effect there.
Nuff's bomb trade making it a bit more even, but as you mentioned, Turbo Choreography to bolster the speed of the Voldaren and the Mashuk might counteract the idea of having a Naga on your team, but the HKS should hit harder now, or at least the Voldaren should have tempo up.
Yeah, so heaviest technique for Momo was already deployed, so don't have to worry too much about anything crazy. Of course, Bark just to decrease this down could be a thing. Double Edge maybe on the Rawrzyyy for a little boost onto its special defense. Maybe could be good, but Mashuk not all that comfortable, but usual to make sure the Momo won't be around that much longer. I don't believe there's any kind of revitalized techniques coming out from Setska's side. So really well done. Momo, perhaps one more Undermine following this though.
Willpower Drain actually expended. The Voldaren now almost out of stamina completely from that. Momo is pretty much dead in the next 2 turns, so maybe just gonna all in Undermine in the following.
Yeah, that is of course if it's even able to get off an attack. Remember the Turbo that second turn, +2 speed Voldaren, +2 speed Mashuk. If it does want to go for something like a hyperkinetic strike, it will have to overexert, so maybe not the most ideal, as you kind of needed the Voldaren. Noxalato is still kicking in the back line. This was your only real answer. Maybe like P jabs from Mashuk, uppercut can maybe get it done, but Noxalato has Narco hit. I think that's going to be a bit more effective going the other way around.
For sure here.
So
it's just a little bit complicated.
Yeah, for the time being, looks a bit rough for Mechia, but still so much game to be had. The uppercut cleaning up the Mo. Mashuk so speedy.
Tornado to trade doesn't respond in the same fashion. Does a lot of damage though, so Mashuk definitely not safe. The +2 speed makes it so obnoxious, because now Rawrzyyy theoretically should go faster than anything Setska can throw at it in time.
Yeah, I'm bringing out another Wintem to make sure Mashuk definitely not feeling good, or anything in the back line rather, except Nagais, but Nagais take some good neutral damage from these techniques too, so not even Nagais wants to eat those up too much. But hey, Voldaren resting that turn all the way back up to 60% stamina thanks to the sweatband. So we'll see. Voldaren might have to be the MVP for Mechia in this game 1. Because all these, we see it, all of these, since Setska is a Sparks team, Sparks increases the special attack. these are all going to be special attackers, right? Koish with the digital stream, that's going to be physical, but most of these are going to be special attack, and that's what anaerobic words love to go up against. They eat those for days. He is running low on stamina, but maybe something down the line like a Nidrasil spores onto himself for some cheeky heals could be nice. Wow.
Rawrzyyy was thrown out, attempting to poison the the grandpa, but not quite there. Noxolotl will be taking that, and the beta burst will kill the Mashuk here. So it was a valiant attempt, but read perfectly by the side of Setska.
Alright, 101 Temtems down for each tamer. What does Magia want to bring out here? Nagai's feels a bit risky, and then it's too toxic. The Barnchi kind of liking it. Of course, it's low on stamina though, so kind of safe with the toxic Temps, but it could elect to overexert. That would be huge damage, something like 60-70% with a tornado on the Nidrasil, if not even a little bit more.
There's still a grandpa as well, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if your Barnchi was eliminated from OXing. Wind Burst is still available, and it doesn't overexert. Hypnosis thrown out, that the Volorend will be taking that in-kind spores, though wakes it up immediately, and the regeneration from the Tripothecary will keep it regenerating, especially with a +4 special defense. Taking a look at Setska's team, surprise, surprise, they're all special attacks, so that heal is going to be incredibly useful.
Yeah, as we said, Volorend will be the MVP for Magia in order to get it done. We saw the FG, it did a good amount of damage, something like 20%. I wasn't keeping an eye exactly. I'll try my best to keep an eye for the next time. But yeah, beautiful stamina TVs for Setska, not overexerting. So hey, if you wanted to overexert with something like a tornado, maybe not worth it, because I think you're gonna go down really low with that overexertion. But you could kill, but it might not be worth. I think you save it. You know, tornado's online, so whenever you want to bring it in after a death or something like that, that will possibly be more ideal. However, you kind of do want to deal with Nidrasil. I mean, you could do that, and then you have grandpa in the back line for the Golder. We'll see. Oh, he does. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a heavy overexertion, but it gets the kill, like we said.
Kill the Barnchi instantly. But again, the 1-for-1 trade is absolutely legitimate, because the Aspect is gonna connect on the Naga. This is going to suffer 59% HP plus toxic ticks. An excellent read by Setska. Now Naga on a struggle fest. Of course, now Side Surge available, so can potentially kill off the Noxolotl in response.
Alright, so saving the grandpa till the end, just wants to make sure Nagai has nothing to do with this game. But now you got the dynamic duo online. You got Golder the bamboozles for days. It depends how these speeds play out, but I think either attack. What is in the back line? It is the Volorend, so Volorend's still kicking back there. But oh, okay, for going the bamboozle, doesn't really mind Nagai's going down here. Nagai's Fury for the hit. Does Koish take a big hit? He does, but not big enough.
Toxic Ink shuts down the Naga, and a slap from the Koish with a digital stream also gets rid of it, and the Koish down to red, so does the Nox. But now it is the world versus this Barnchi, and I gotta say, the world doesn't seem that tough right now. Magia only has to really be concerned about the grandpa, but the Golder is going to have a field day bamboozling itself.
Yeah, this is very close, but I think the Volorend gets away with it. Obviously, the +2 speed comes into such effect there, gets the kill on the Koish, and then Volorend versus Noxolotl, that is a cakewalk. Obviously, Golder able to get off a little bit, but hey, physical damage is physical damage, puts himself to sleep. But there goes the bamboozle preparing for the grandpa. Man, Magia is such a smart player. I think this is in the favor of Rawrzyyy just because of that +5 special defense. Let's take a look again. You know, doesn't even mind the Noxalato gunning down the Grandpa. Looking good. The Windburst, okay, Setska realizes Voldrin is the biggest problem, so wants to gun it down. So let's see, another attack like that came in at 100, already down to 40%, a little bit under that. But let's see. Oh man, yeah, I think Rawrzyyy wins. We saw how much a Windburst did. We'll see how much a HKS does. But at +5 defense, +2 speed is looking pretty good. Noxalato can't do a whole lot. We saw the heaviest attack it had for this Voldrin and barely did like 10-15%. So looking good. Of course, it has the pillow, so recover some HP there. But let's see. I think Matt definitely has this one, but it might be close.
Yeah, the Toxic Ticks plus just the damage output here should be enough. HKS is used by the Voldrin to shut down the Nox. Just enough to kill off the Noxalato here. The Grandpa, now isolated, will try and eliminate the Voldrin via Tornado, and it barely budges the bar.
And here we go, the Harmful Lick. This hits pretty good. Oh, and just enough. Beautifully calculated for Rawrzyyy. You don't have to Noxious Bomb the Grandpa if Harmful Lick could clean it up, plus the Toxic Tick. So Matt trying to bring it back against Rawrzyyy. This is game number 2 of our finals, and boy, they are off to the races with their picks and bans. So very similar to the last game. Rawrzyyy banning the Grandpa, banning the Gazuma. It looks like Setska stayed with his bans. No neutral attempts for Rawrzyyy, doesn't like them. Valash and Rotor do get banned for the side of Matt. But yeah, Matt starting off with what he loves, the Nagai's Golder. And Setska proving that this digital Tem really impactful in this meta. I mean, really good against Nagai's, good against you know, fire Tems, good against melee Tems, good against mental Tems, which we see so many. So I'm really liking what Setska is bringing to the table. One of the few, if not the only tamer, bringing that digital courage in a competitive setting such as these tournaments.
Now, the Grumper, instead of a Grandpa for the side of Setska, as he picked it up first pick, did not want to let that get banned as well.
That is right. Usually Grumper able to go before the Nagais, but of course Golder, being the slowest Temtem, as we always said, always goes first. So as it stands, Golder goes first, Grumper goes second, Nagai's third, Koish most likely last. Let's see if there's any line of attacks that really get through. I mean, I guess the Digital Storm could be pretty neat. Wow.
Just a significant amount of damage there.
Yeah, huge
Absolutely.
Damage.
Just goes to show again, digital damage so strong against Naga, especially ones that are attack based. So
yeah, and Blue, I believe this is a different color than we had the last game, right? It always confuses me when they switch colors on me game to game.
Yeah, visuals do that sometimes. It do be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it do be. But hey, Naga is not feeling safe whatsoever. Went for the Beta Burst. Grumper not trying to eat that Nagai's Fury. Instead trying to eat it up with the Noxalato. Let's see if it works out for him.
Fury will be thrown down as you mentioned, and the damage will be significant on the Koish. Digital Stream completely blocked because there is no double up. So Setska, I think for the most part, just pretty much took damage for Koish with a net gain of 0.
That is true. I think Setska was trying to read maybe a Toxic Ink instead of a Bamboozle there, because Toxic Ink would have killed the Koish too. So that was reasonable. But now, man, this combo almost seemingly unstoppable sometimes. Just always protecting the Nagais. Of course, it's not Madness buff, but still gets a lot of value. You know, Golder could go first again and simply Toxic Ink the Koish, right? So let's take a look. He only has, Setska had a couple win temps the previous game, had that grandpa, had the Barnchy. Right now, only able to work with the Barnchy for this game. But hey, if Golder Toxic inks the Koish, that opens up a Toxic ink into Nagai's, but Machia may be reading that. There's a whole bunch of Toxic Tems ready to eat up that T-ink.
Swap out does occur. Naga will be coming out here, does not want to risk a double up chance. The Mashuk will be coming in as well. Toxic Ink, as you mentioned, instantly kills off the Koish. So the Koish, unfortunately, not doing as much as the previous match. Hypnosis will be thrown out on the Golder as well, put to sleep again. I believe Setska now a full tem down.
A nice little tink action, if you will. But Barnchy coming out. There's 2 Toxic Tems for Machia's side, so Barnchy feeling fantastic if you're Setska. Of course, only Hypoxia online. So let's see what goes down. Hypoxia and Beta Burst. We obviously know Mashuk is a melee temp, so could be doing double damage in that slot too. I believe Narco Hit is online too, so a double mental attack into Mashuk. I dare say that could be enough from 100 all the way to 0. We'll take a look though. I think so. I think those are some heavy hits. Of course, Noxalato, the Narco Hit gets a bit mitigated by that parrier, so maybe not so much.
Voloren comes in for the turbo choreography, and Machia is playing for the standard. He knows he's a full tem up, so he's taking his time, understanding that Setska is pressured you to do some damage.
Yeah, Momo coming up on the swap there. Not too bad. Things like Undermine are online, and Voloren have yet to set up a Urshel, making sure you get that value 50% net reduction on the HP. Noxious Bomb trying to make the job a bit easier, but no, going into the Barnchy, so good damage all around. The most importantly, you get some big you get that buff increase, so special defense going up, but big damage onto Mashuk. Is he going into Mashuk here? Okay, I thought he wanted to get rid of the Voloren. And down to 29% it goes. Hey, Machia always doing a nice job making sure he gets an early turbo, because the turbo really came into effect. Mashuk was able to get that one uppercut kill on Momo before Momo got another Undermine on. Perhaps if that Undermine would have gone off for Setska, could have been game changing. But yeah, that +2 speed, making sure you go first every single time is so impactful, especially when it's a game of inches at the end.
Right now, the Voloren incredibly low as well. The Mashuk, not necessarily killing them off, but the damage is adding up. The FG and the uppercut doing very little damage here. So Machia actually struggling to finish the job. Double edge to shut down the Voloren for sure here.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. I dare say, I don't want to say GG, but we saw who was the MVP for game 1. It was that anaerobic Voloren, and Setska doing a beautiful job taking care of it nice and early. It's only turn 7, and where did the Voloren go? Well done for Setska. I only say that because Noxalato is a threat. Noxalato was able to get dealt with that HKS as we saw from the Voloren, and that is no longer at the disposal of Machia. And Momo's still fairly healthy. Of course, Naga is coming in on the board. Will easily take care of Momo. So let's see what Setska wants to do. It does have Grumper, but Mashuk kind of scares that away a little bit. If Barnchy was somehow slow enough Oh, but wait a minute. Mashuk at +2 speed. It kind of works backwards for it, but it doesn't mind. Mashuk attacking last doesn't make too much of an impact here.
Grumper and the Barnshy coming in here. Surge onto the Barnshy squad, expecting a Momo swap out. So the Barnshy will be kicked off, and now it's a 3v4 here for the side of Magia. An uppercut going to the Grumper spot, going to sting as well.
Yeah, huge thing. I mean, you do have Grumper on the board. It should be the slowest thing on the board, aka the fastest thing currently under the Sea Aura. So Naga is not feeling safe whatsoever. It looks like they already clicked their moves. Naga's retreats in the back line. Let's see what's coming out. Alright, it will be the trusted Nidrasil. So potentially... Oh, okay. Noxalato trying to be the win condition for Setska here.
Acid Reflux doing very little here to convince of damage. Grumper takes a lot though. Another uppercut should seal the deal.
Yeah, 100%. Another uppercut will seal the deal on the Grumper. So I'm wondering if Setska wants to save it for the Nagais. He does have Noxalato to deal with the Nagais, but Grumper, could he do anything else? And you know, Setska started off really strong taking care of the Volrant, but he's kind of running out of HP. It's looking like if it goes any longer, it's going to be Noxalato versus a lot of these Tems. Momo, not too good. I mean, I could do good damage onto anything, of course. We've seen Momo pop off anytime, but he's kind of low. So we'll see. Uppercut, Grumper will be the sacrifice there. Does Magia have this one in this bag? Is looking pretty good. But maybe Noxalato has something to say about it.
Narco hit one shots the Mashuk. We saw that coming. But of course, he still has Naga to deal with. And Golder, the Naga Golder combo. You gotta wonder how he deals with that as well. Momo comes in, but Momo is inevitably dead here for sure.
Yeah, even if Side Surge is not online, which I believe is not, since it was, I think, the last attack he used. Yeah, a simple Beta Burst should be able to get Momo down. And then, as he said, is Naga Golder. Actually, Naga's, oh no, Noxalato's sleeping. So yeah, it's gonna be 3 to 4 Temtems against that Noxalato. Can it do it? Double Edge does go first though, but not enough. Not enough to get the job done.
Beta Burst connects, and it's Noxalato versus the world.
Yeah, and this is not the combo you want to go against. Golder, 2-2 slow, infinite bamboozle. Nagas could just sit back, rest Beta Burst, rest Beta Burst, rest Beta Burst. I think this is all she wrote. Setska fighting very valiantly against Magia. But this combo is very oppressive, very overpowered. Maybe not overpowered, but just very powerful.
Overpowering, I would say, not
there
OP
we go.
In general.
OP,
so very oppressive as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Find every word for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly right. And you know, just like a good old washing machine, rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
It looks like it's gonna go down. Magia will be a 4-time champion, and I believe Magia will overtake Marnie Farmer on the Rawrzyyy leaderboard. So Magia might have a good shot going straight to the top 16 in the Rawrzyyy Cup. We will be doing most likely in January, maybe closer to February. I'll keep an eye out, or I'll let you guys know. But yeah, a 4-time champion Magia, and I think this is going to solidify him overtaking. Magia will be the new #1 spot in our Rawrzyyy Cup leaderboard. That's pretty impressive. I know Magia really was fighting for it this entire season. And whoa, we broke the game. We got an inside scoop of Noxalato sleeping. That was cute.
Another camera angle for the books.
But yeah, Noxalato does recover, does have that pillow to his name. But yeah, not gonna be able to do enough. I mean, it gives Nagais a free rest. And then Golder could keep doing what he's been doing this entire tournament. So Magia going 5-0 in the Swiss rounds, going 2-0 in the quarterfinals. He lost one game this entire tournament against Funky Hal. What an unstoppable force Magia is.
Noxalato being incredibly obnoxious, still alive, still kicking. Eventually, technically, if we think about it, Golder's gonna run out of stamina eventually. But unfortunately, Tress doesn't proc twice anymore. Press F in the chat for that. It doesn't happen more than once in a single battle.
You know, before the nerf, I think Noxalato could have done it, but hey, I think Setska has had enough. He tried his heart out, but Magia a little bit too tough of a cookie to crack. But GG guys, round of applause. Magia, our 4-time weekly tournament champion. And